The rally for Dr. Naum in Belmopan. We'll take you there for a live look. And prominent UDP Alberto August locked up for a post he made against the police minister. He says they humiliated his family. Also, a 15-year-old murdered in the small village of Gardenia. Plus, someone shot up the Coast Guard commander's house. That was months ago. Tonight, he tells us why he might have to take matters into his own hands. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight, Monday, June 1st, 2026. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Crank.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
The biggest soccer season is here. Are you ready to experience the front row from home? Experience stadium level immersion with Samsung's latest technology. Perfect for every room. Your favorite Crystal UHD and QLED smart TVs are ready for you. Now at the best price. From your 32-inch personal fan zone at just $369 to the massive 85-inch home stadium experience for only $2,579. We have the perfect upgrade for every fan. Get yours with confidence at Cellular World, the authorized distributor in Belize, and receive a 1-year warranty. Visit us today and take advantage of these promotions. Valid until June 15th. Upgrade to the front row at home. Experience with Samsung and Cellular World.
Hi, I'm Ava.
And I'm Aiden. We're your AI guides to all things NHI.
In this video, we will guide you on how to become an NHI member. You, and if you have a child, must have a Social Security card. To get an SSB card is easy. Visit socialsecurity.org.bz/card-replacement to view the required documents that are needed.
There is a fee of only $5 Belize dollars for a first-time issue and $26 Belize dollars for a replacement card. Newborns can use their mother's SSB card for up to 2 months.
With your SSB card, you and all family members can register at any NHI contracted clinic of your choice.
You and members of your family can now access health care when needed.
Please note that once you are registered with a clinic, you must go to that same clinic when you need medical care. Look out for more NHI guides like this.
I'm getting older and I need more medical attention, and this is perfect for me, because previous to that, I only went to the hospital if I had an emergency. I had a brother-in-law, and he was not feeling too good. And he said he went to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, you need to get a good checkup. And he said, but I need to work and make some money so I can address this issue. It happened that we were working by Santana. He got worse. I had to come to New York. The next morning, Carlos, they took him to Belize. Before the day was up, he was dead. His pressure skyrocketed, and he couldn't be helped. He passed away. And that has repeated itself many times, simply because we didn't have what we have now. is something very good for me. We've never had it before, and I see a lot of people participate. They come and they are grateful, just like myself, that this service is available.
He skipped nights out, said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle, all for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
I've always been fascinated with gemstones. It's all about taking nature's beauty and creating something uniquely beautiful. I've had inspiration from the Belize Blue Bull, the beaches, the Jaguar. I've launched a new product called Co-Design with Deb, and Atlantic Bank's e-commerce system has opened the door to my international customers so I can receive payments so they can have their custom pieces shipped to them.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
At Sbarro, every pizza starts with the freshest ingredients, handmade just for you. Enjoy fast, seamless service. Hot, fresh, and ready to go. Sbarro, Club of the Slice. XL sizes for whole and sliced pizzas, ready whenever you are. Closer to you than ever, now with 2 locations. Sbarro in Publix Coney Drive, and Sbarro in Publix Express next to Transparent BPO. Same great pizza, twice the convenience.
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Cherie Tulsell, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craft.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
This evening, scores of medical professionals and patients came together in the city of Belmopan for the Justice for Peace rally for Dr. Naum Bonilla. Bonilla was killed in a shocking murder on Friday morning while taking his daughter to school. Courtney Menzies joins us live from Belmopan. Courtney, what has it been like today, and can you tell us a little bit about just what you're seeing right now? Do we have Courtney? We're going to be having her shortly, but until then, we'll just proceed with the news until Courtney joins us. And Bonilla's wife also spoke at the rally this evening as she gathered to strength to honor her husband's legacy. She emphasized that he spent years studying and helping people just for this to be his demise.
This is something that it's really hard. What I just think and make me feel bad and is that he took most of his life studying. He spent 14 years in this career of medicine, and he just practiced almost 7 years. He was just starting. Until now, I know that there is a lot of people that their health was on his hands. And I have met a lot of people that they just tell me, I am alive because of Dr. Bonilla, and I can't believe how this person came and take out his life that way. So I just ask for justice, and I think that this week we will get to know who did that to him.
Eri Repos Carmira also spoke, and we'll have more from the rally as we join Courtney. Courtney, are you with us? Courtney is out in Belmopan currently attending the rally. We have a live report from her. Courtney?
Hello, can you hear me?
Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on out there?
Well, we're here at the rally for Dr. Naum Bonilla. As you know, he was killed last week while in his vehicle on his way to work. He was killed with his daughter in the back seat. A gunman, they sort of ambushed him and they shot him in his vehicle. So the medical community, as well as friends and family of Dr. and patients of Dr. Bonilla, he was very well known in this community. They've come out here today just to ask for justice, or I should say demand justice, because, Dr. Bonilla, he dedicated his life to serving other people. As his wife said, he spent so many years, in school and learning how to serve other people, and he only got to practice. He spent more time studying than he got to practice, and so now we have people from the Ministry of Health. We have doctors, some of them all the way from Belize City. They came down just to support justice for Dr. Bonilla.
Courtney, we've heard earlier his wife addressing the crowd. Have there been any other addresses being given by family members or friends?
Not by any more family. This is the first time we've heard his wife, Maria, speak out. We also, Honorable Mira also said a few words, as well as the mayor of Belmopan. They're here in the rally as well.
Can you tell us a little bit about the atmosphere? Are people angry? Are they scared? How do they feel? Have you gotten some feedback on what the general energy is like?
It's very somber. At the start of the rally, while they were all sharing words, sharing poems, you saw people crying, people hugging. It's a very somber feeling, but at the beginning, they asked for one thing. They asked for the persons in the rally to leave that negative energy and those negative feelings behind. What they wanted to say that this act of rage and violence, we can't combat it with more rage and violence. So they were asking to just take all of those feelings out and just, remember the good work and the good life that Dr. Bonilla lived.
What's the impact they're hoping to have with this rally, other than just bringing across that message? What is the impact, the family particularly is hoping for?
The family is hoping, of course, that they get justice for Dr. Bonilla, and that their voices are heard, that this isn't just a crime that goes to the wayside, that the police keep investigating until the killer is found.
Can you give us a count of how many people there are out there approximately?
I'm unsure of the numbers.
Of course.
I'm not really good at that. But it's a big crowd. It's I think larger than maybe people suspected. But that just goes to show what type of impact Dr. Bonilla had.
Courtney, thank you. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
Well, just that, we will have the comprehensive story tomorrow because this rally is still ongoing. They're walking around Ring Road, and, I'm sure when it finishes, they might have maybe a few more words being said. So our full story will be for you tomorrow.
Courtney, thank you so much. Courtney Menzies joining us live from the rally for Dr. Bonilla in Belmopan. He's the former UDP deputy chairman, but Alberto August's real job seems to be as a social media gadfly, where he constantly provokes the PUP and taunts their ministers with sly posts about their public failings. But on Friday, when he made a post mocking the Belmopan area Rep Oscar Mira for the shocking murder of Dr. Naum Bonilla, he drew the ire of the police minister, who quickly posted back that he would use all legal recourse available to him to make sure August, quote, pays for this attack on my name. And on Saturday, he made that all too real for August.
On Saturday at noon, 20 hours after he made this post, police pulled up at Alberto August's home in Santa Elena.
Since Saturday afternoon, whilst the police were at his home, that's when Alberto called me and asked me for my assistance. And when he explained to me the purpose for the police visit, 6 policemen in his house with a search warrant, looking to confiscate all his phones and all his computers or whatever electronics he may have in the house.
They detained August and held him for 24 hours before he got a charge for use the computer system to disseminate a false statement. The post he made mocked Police Minister Oscar Mira for a statement he made back in February when Zemar Alvarez was murdered in the capital.
He was mocking him to say, I am saying this in his voice. And he says something that was kind of reflective of what they had said months ago about an incident in Belmopan. But at no time did Alberto Aga say, Oscar Mira said this exactly in quotation marks. So that's a non-starter to begin with. But even so, if you feel offended by that, or you feel like somebody is putting words into your mouth, take them to civil court, sue him for defamation or something to that effect. You don't send 6 policemen, threaten the man's family, and it was not a question. You're coming with us to the police station, you're going to be locked up, you're going to be charged.
And while his family and friends mounted a small protest outside the station on Sunday, Perfy tried feverishly to get him station bail.
Cesar Franco, who heads up the police department in Cayo, was not available out of the country. The commissioner of police was out of the country. So while on behalf of my client, I'm trying to say, listen, if you want to charge him, charge him. But please, it is the weekend, it is Saturday, can we get station bail? Which is a standard thing for attorneys to ask for people who are charged with non-violent crimes over the weekend. None of those 2 were available, not answering their phones all of a sudden. The CEO will not be involved. And of course, I could not call Oscar Mira, right? But it was completely unnecessary to do that in a normal situation, unless it is what it exactly was, a hit sent out by the Ministry of Home Affairs to lock up Alberto for the weekend because he hurt the minister's feelings. You don't put a person in piss house for a post.
August was held until mid-Sunday afternoon, a total of 28 hours.
Mentally, sir, that's not an easy situation. You hear something crack, sir, you come at the door for see what happened, right? You know, so that psychologically, sir, I tell you, yeah, I spent 28 hours in that cell, but sir, you can't sleep. You can't sleep. Being in detention for that kind of period of time, it certainly has an effect on you, you know. But I consider myself to be strong. But if the intention of the minister was to humiliate me and to cause anxiety and stress for my family, he succeeded. He succeeded in doing that because the trauma that my partner went through, my friend, is unbelievable. I'm still, like they say, they knock you up for your horse, but they carry the horse. I need the horse, my friend, because I need to continue riding.
He's talking about his 2 phones, which police still have, but August is undaunted. Do you regret making the post?
Not for a day, sir. Not even for a second. Not even for a second. And more will be made. The only thing here can't stop me. It will take for bigger things than these to sort of distract me, because I'm not easily distracted.
Alberto August has been having an effect on them, and they want to silence him, and they want to tell anybody, we could do what we want, and uno can't say nothing about it. Don't criticize us. Don't make a mockery of us. Don't be sarcastic with us. Don't be cute with us, because we want to lock uno up. Now, what type of society do we live in when you can't even go on social media and criticize someone in government? So what the PUP did over the weekend is scary because they are saying that if I don't like your criticism of me, I will lock you up.
And in the end, the Prime Minister's direct intercession secured August's release on Sunday. This after various UDP figures appealed directly to him. August discussed this.
It was because of the intervention of people like Senator Perry-Freeman, of course, the mayor of San Ignacio and St. Helena, the former party leader, that we were able to, I was made to understand, to contact the Prime Minister, who instructed Rosado to proceed with granting a station bail.
Are you grateful then to the Prime Minister for interceding and facilitating your release?
Yeah. It is like, for example, Dean Barrow and the former Prime Minister told me this several years ago. It is like, for example, me saying, right, if you shoot me in my foot, I want to thank you for picking me up and taking me to the hospital. You should not have shot me in the foot in the first instance. So whatever intervention on the part of the Prime Minister was as a result of the stupidness of one of his ministers. Man, them people with that kind of character here should not be wielding the power. This man is unfit, totally unfit to lead the police department. That is why we're facing the level of criminality within this country. Unfit, and you wonder what it is then that he discusses in these police meetings. If your mind so small, if your skin so thin.
While August stays on the offensive, we asked his attorney if he did more than offend with a post which mockingly fabricated a quote and attributed it to Oscar Mira.
How would you respond to the criticism that, in fact, Alberto did not express an opinion? Alberto August put in quotes a false quote attributed to Mr. Mira. Perhaps, it can be argued, he was being reckless and irresponsible by creating a false quote. How would you respond to that?
Let's just say that's your opinion, which I don't share at all. But let's just say that's your opinion. Is that reason for you to send 6 policemen, armed policemen, to a person's house? Tell the person's wife is telling you, he's not here, could you wait till he come back? No, we want Brock down the gate. We want Brock inside of this vehicle. And as long as he is not here, we will arrest Uno and carry Uno to jail with a search warrant to seize all computers, all phones. They still have his phone. What I see people put up in social media, Jules, what I see people put up on Facebook, Instagram, I mean, then the jails will be filled or the peace houses will be filled because people have said a lot worse than what Alberto August said, and they've been able to not be bothered.
And while August's post got him locked up, what about the one made by Minister Mira's brother Brian? He posted that he would take a charge, meaning engage in criminal behavior if he saw August. Here's what Perifit said about it.
Brian Mira, Alberto August's nemesis and Oscar Mira's brother, put up a post, said if I see him, I would catch a charge. Meaning what? Now, how could you interpret that? Brian Mira is saying, if I see Alberto August, I'm going to do something criminally to him that would be wrong. And so he's not arrested for that. He's not being detained for that. You don't have 6 policemen at his house trying to arrest him and put him in jail for the weekend. So there is the imbalance.
So when you talk about taking a charge, someone charge could extend even up to capital charge, you know. Our capital charge of murder. So it's not they're not a light threat. But I am wondering, I hear people are talking about probably proceeding by way of a suit against him, but you know, some of our skin thick. But I would be extra cautious.
We'll have more with Perifit and August later on in the news. But before that, we'll tell you about last night's murder of a 15-year-old boy in Belize Rural. Don't go away.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad. In the month of June, visit a Benny's near you and get store-wide discounts on selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie Power Tools, Charbroil Barbecue Grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing star 100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
They're not just cigarette, vape, hookah, cigar, and all kind of tobacco product, Lego, dangerous smoke, and toxic chemical. When you smoke or vape, that cloud they not disappear. It turn into second-hand smoke and third-hand smoke where people wrong your breathing. That kind of smoke that could cause cancer, diabetes, lungs disease, or heart problems. It could kill anybody who get exposed to it. If you smoke or vape, go outside, far from people. Everybody deserves to breathe clean air.
I was in Belmopan, then I used to go do my NHI in Belize. Then I came back home in Palmer. And when I found out that NHI was here, I said, right, that's the perfect thing for me. So I don't have to travel, you know? It's very affordable. That's the main point. And you don't have to wait too long. You know, sometimes you go to hospital, you have to go from the morning, whole day there. So, but you come to the NHI at your clinic, you have access for doctors, you do your blood tests, urine tests, everything. I mean, it's very, very affordable. So if they not take the opportunity, they don't want nothing. The doctors, the nurses, oh my, they are so, you could question them. They give you answer to everything. And well, me, I see good result. And I have no complaint with the NHI itself. No complaint.
Look here, your kitchen light there, and never in the kitchen. Mama going back in there right now. And the coffee maker?
Just to try keep my coffee warm for later.
Where do you know?
I'll try to think about what to eat.
You know, the more you open and close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool. For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC, they blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house, and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
People don't travel with cash anymore. People would stop and they want to do a coffee tour, they want to buy coffee, but people don't have cash with them. Online banking facilitated a lot of what we do. I don't have to run to town and I have to use fuel and other expenses. Atlantic Bank actually approached us. They facilitated us with a bank account, which is something that we didn't have in hand, and then with a POS machine. I sit and sip my good cup of coffee and do payments.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
The roads of Belize connect us all. Riders, drivers, families, friends. Every day begins with a little routine and the confidence that life's journeys are protected. From school drop-off through the daily grind and everything in between, each with different roads ahead, yet one common goal: to arrive safely. Atlantic Insurance stands with Belize's riders and motorists with affordable protection, support, and peace of mind for the journey ahead. For the roads we share and the lives we protect, Atlantic Insurance is by your side, ensuring you from life's unexpected. Atlantic Insurance, ensuring you from life's unexpected.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
One teen is dead and another remains hospitalized following a shooting that occurred in Gardenia Village last night. It's shocking because the village only has 500 residents and because the victim is 15 years old. We spoke to both families today and they are still shaken up at the fact that a gunman easily slipped into their village and harmed their loved one. Jo Marie Lanza.
It was just after 7 o'clock when the Armstrong family was preparing to sit down for a meal together, when they sent out their 15-year-old son, Rakeem Armstrong, to purchase a Coke. Rakeem came here, where his other family members were socializing, along with his older cousin, 18-year-old Justin Young. And then this took a turn in the blink of an eye. There were gunshots and screams, and before everyone knew it, both teenage boys were lying on the ground, bleeding out.
We not really see what happened, like what we say. We just see the two of them drop. And then I saw we run to the location. Or we really not see. And then we call the police when we realize that they get shot and so. And that's how we escort them to the Carl Hoschner Memorial Hospital.
Rakeem's father was at home, clueless. Eventually, he realized that his son was taking a bit longer than usual to reach home. All it took was one phone call, and their lives were forever changed by the news they received.
So we made certain calls to check on him, and they said he was there. He went to the store. And a little bit after that, another call came in stating that he was shot. So I thought it was a joke. Because it's a village, right? We don't expect those kind of things to happen in this environment because everybody here is practically family, but it was real. So we tried to move as fast as we could to reach down by the store. The store is practically, I would say, 3/4 mile from here, right? And by the time we reached there, they had already picked them up because I would say them it was another young man was shot as well. And they had taken them to the Carl Hoschner Memorial. So we proceeded to go to the Carl Hoschner Memorial to find out what exactly was going on. And when we reached there, that's where we got the sad news that he had passed away on the way down. Whatever or whoever did this, This was uncalled for because he's not a violent child. He's not a child that goes around picking on people, robbing people, or doing anything out the way. He's school, home. He's an honor roll student. We just spoke to the principal from the school, and she had so many good things to say about him. And there's so many people here in this village that if you question them about him, you'll actually find out that he's a good child. And he's young. He's only 15 years old. This week coming is his birthday. And everybody feels this because he's a baby. Right? And man, it really hurts. It hurts. Because it's like you have something, you watch it grow, and then somebody else come and chop down your tree that is producing good fruits. Right? And that it kind of sickens me in the head, but then I must remember that God is overall. And as I put before and I placed before on this, I'm leaving everything in God's hand.
And as the Armstrong family prepares to bury their son, another is praying that their loved one will recover, not only from the injuries, but the trauma as well that will follow, having lost one of his closest friends. Your next nephew, how he recover?
Well, he got shot in his spine, you know, so he done gone through surgery and everything, so we're just hoping for the best that, you know, he come back good and he could walk and stuff.
When did he lose it?
Well, by now, I'm not sure if he know yet, but he may know it was on my stand bad. I'm 100% sure if he don't hear that he done passed away, no. It just rough, man, because all the while they carry it down him, they try ask boy cousin condition, you know, but we they try not make he fret himself neither too much, you understand? So I don't know how he take it neither too, that thy close cousin passed away, because they close like where I say. So I know that what hurt and too, he was cry, you know. Because they was close, they me like brother.
Once brothers, now victims in a murder shooting, most uncommon in this tiny and peaceful Belize rural village. Tonight, both families are in deep shock and disbelief.
Everybody still in a like was shock right now because we never expect that something will come so close to home in our peaceful Gardenia village, because you know here nothing like this happen here, so this is a peaceful community. They left all away in a puzzle right now, and with the right here they try to sort out the situation and hoping say you know it all goes well.
Jomari Lanza, 7 News.
We also asked police today whether they have detained any suspects for questioning and if both teenaged boys were the intended target of the shooting. ASP Stacey Smith told us what they know so far.
Police are seeking 2 male persons as a consequence of an ongoing investigation into a shooting incident that resulted in the murder of 15-year-old Rakeem Armstrong and the shooting injury of 18-year-old Justin Young. What we have learned so far in the course of this ongoing investigation is that both Armstrong and Young were in a group of other male persons on an unnamed street in Gardenia village when an armed male person approached the group and fired several shots, which resulted in the fatal shooting of Armstrong and the injury of Young. Preliminary investigation suggests that the motive for this incident is in relation to a dispute over a motorcycle. We do not know who was the intended target at this time. Up to the time that I last checked, I wasn't advised that the suspect has been detained, but as I stated earlier, there are 2 persons that were being sought in relation to this incident.
Three weeks ago, the home of the Belize Coast Guard Commander Rear Admiral Gregory Soberanis was targeted. According to Soberanis, he was overseas on an official engagement in New Orleans when his family informed him that their home's windows had been severely damaged by gunfire. Upon his return to Belize, he contacted police and was informed that the incident was under investigation. The shooting reportedly occurred weeks before a separate incident on May 11th in Boroboom Village, where Sabaranis said a man verbally threatened him, approached him, took photographs of him and his vehicle, and allegedly displayed a weapon. Sabaranis and his driver both filed official reports at the Hattieville police station. The commander stated that his driver witnessed the individual exiting a vehicle with a weapon, approaching their vehicle while they were on their way to work, and subsequently made a report to the Hattieville police station. Today we met with him as he said that he takes the actions against him as a death threat.
I must say that it is something that I take very seriously. When my home is attacked, when I am approached in an aggressive manner, it is not something that I take very serious. It is something that I take very seriously. I believe, and this is something that I believe in, that there is no honor in a man who is willing to defend and fight for his country and not willing to defend and fight for his own home. I am not that man. And so whoever these perpetrators are or perpetrator is, I can assure you that this matter will be dealt with. And it, from a personal standpoint, it is not something that I intend to have slip and slide. Apart from that, I keep focus on my portfolio and the delegated responsibility and authority as being the Commandant of the Coast Guard. It is one that I take very seriously as the Commander for the Naval Forces for the country of Belize. And so I will not allow myself to be caught up in the noise of the market because our mission and mandate as the Coast Guard, like I said, is one that we take very seriously here. That being said, the mission and mandate that I have as a father and a husband for the security and safety of my home is one that I take very seriously as well. And so I will ensure that every measure is taken to deal with the perpetrators who committed this heinous act and who I believe sought to by the fact of exiting a vehicle with a weapon in hand. I deem that as a serious threat, and as I mentioned before, we'll take every measure to deal with this matter.
Can you confirm whether or not it was over a land dispute based on what the reports are saying?
Yeah, it definitely it's a matter. It's a personal matter that as relates to the individual who approached me, it's a personal matter, and so it has nothing to do with me being the Commandant of the Coast Guard. But I can assure you, this matter will be dealt with.
Do you feel fearful of your life in any way?
I am trained and bred for war. I have no fear. And I will tell you directly, God has not given me the spirit of fear. And so, so suffice it to say, and I'll tell you, I'll say this, and I'm being very serious here, because anyone who approaches or attempted to approach me with a weapon in hand, I see that as a death threat, quite frankly. But I always remember a story from Karate Kid, where Mr. Miyagi was talking about a bull that terrorized the community. And one day, the community enjoyed a good bowl of beef soup. Right? So, as I said, this matter, I can assure you, will be dealt with.
And while the Commandant says that the matter will not end there almost a month later, and the police department has not made any arrests, despite Sabaranis and his driver identifying the individual who approached him. In today's media briefing, we asked about it, to which the police said they have statements, but they do not contain elements of any arrestable offense.
The department is in possession of a number of statements in relation to an incident that occurred with Commandant Coast Guard and another individual. These statements were in police's custody and they were reviewed. However, as it stands now, the statement in and of itself do not convey elements of any arrestable offense. Whilst we do understand and appreciate the circumstance and the feeling of Commandant Coast Guard and we empathize with him, we are guided by the law and we are conducting further investigation. I was made to understand that it's an ongoing situation, one that is also before the civil courts, and that may have been one of the reasons why there was a level of concern, and rightfully so on his part, to have felt that way. However, as I stated, we are guided by the law, and the statements that we have in our custody does not, in and of itself, conveys an arrestable offense. That is in relation to that particular incident, but we were also made to understand that I was also made to understand that there was a previous incident that involves his residence when he was away, and that is certainly a matter that is being investigated.
If he was able to identify the individual, wouldn't that give like greater grounds for him to be charged or anything to that effect? Because it's been like 3 weeks now. I think it was May 11th this transpired.
What must be appreciated is that offenses, there are elements that are present in offenses and those elements have to be satisfied. When a person is speaking in layman terms, they may feel certain way. However, if their feelings does not matches with what the law requires for the elements of an offense, the arrest cannot be made.
The dispute is allegedly over land. 2 weeks ago, reports surfaced of tensions between Belizean tour guides and Mexican naval forces in the Bacalar Chico waters, just north of San Pedro. Both sides are claiming preparatory rights to the waters, which are used for fly fishing. Today, the commandant at the Belize Coast Guard explained that they are aware of the situation. The issue stems from an incorrect GPS reading on Google Earth that indicated the guides were in Mexican territory, whereas they were actually still within Belizean waters.
Yes, we were made aware of the situation up north in Bacalar Chico, and the Belizean guides were able to send us a GPS position of where they were and where the incident transpired. So our navigation officers immediately got on our charts and plotted the coordinates and verified that they were in Belizean waters. We believe that we believe that separate and apart from the competition for resources when it comes to fishing and the fly fishing sector, we believe that it is also a result of misrepresentation on Google Earth of where the boundary line actually is. And so we've provided a report to our ministry who will be working the political channels through Ministry of Foreign Affairs to look at that matter. From the military to military side, we will dialogue or have dialogue with our Mexican counterparts. As you know, Belize has a great relationship with Mexico. And so even from the military side, we have a great relationship with the Mexican Navy. And so it's just a matter of prudent dialogue, discussion, where an amicable solution can be derived, and so where the interests of our people and their people can be addressed. But yes, but to your question, we believe that because most people look to Google Maps as it relates to navigation and where boundary lines are, we believe that it's a result of misrepresentation as well. For us, we don't use Google Earth and Google Maps when it comes to how we conduct our patrols. We use our Admiralty charts, which is recognized as the authority for navigation. We also consulted our colleagues from the Belize Port Authority to ensure that the points or boundary points are where we charted it to be. And so through our collaborative efforts, we were able to verify that, yes, the incident did occur within Belize's maritime space.
3 Honduran nationals were detained Thursday night after their vessel was intercepted near Gladen Spit during a joint operation targeting illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. The Belize Coast Guard's maritime enforcement team, supported by a drone unit, spotted the vessel fishing in a spawning aggregation area. After the vessel attempted to evade authorities, a chase ensued and the Coast Guard successfully intercepted it. Rear Admiral Soberanis explained further.
So the Belize Coast Guard, along with its partners, Fisheries Department and the NGOs down south, have been focusing our efforts on the issue of illegal fishing in our southern waters. This over this weekend, we were able to intercept a vessel from Honduras with 3 individuals on board that were eventually detained and handed over to the police in Independence. This initiative is an initiative that we've been working on for quite some time, given that particular area in our southern waters have been targeted a lot by fisher folks from Honduras and even Guatemala. And so, along with our partners, we have redesigned our strategy as to how we're going to address this particular issue. And as you can see, over the weekend, it proved to be successful. And so, through the collaborative and unified efforts with our partners, we were able to make a successful intercept, and eventually 3 Honduran nationals were detained, and I believe they're being processed through the courts this morning by the Fisheries Department.
We've been seeing a lot of this recently with different Hondurans in our waters, illegally fishing. Would you be able to comment on, when you look at the grander scale of things, how does this impact our entire fisheries industry by having these persons on the water constantly?
Oh, it definitely has an impact, and hence the reason why we've like I said, we've redesigned our operational approach to how we can mitigate the illegal activities that occurs in our southern waters. As you know, Belize is one of the countries that really has a gold standard for how we manage our marine resources, how we manage our fishery stock, and so the key agencies that has the responsibility for the stewardship and governance of our marine parks and the environment has really made tremendous stride in ensuring that we protect the national maritime interest for the country of Belize.
The operation was carried out in collaboration with the Fisheries Department, the Wildlife Conservation Society, WCS, and the Southern Environmental Association, SEA, as part of ongoing efforts to combat illegal fishing in Belize's southern waters. And while the SOE is still active, some persons of interest have yet to be captured. Over the weekend, the Coast Guard assisted the police in capturing one who escaped by boat.
There was a person of interest that had evaded police by sea, and so we were contacted. We pursued, We have a quick reaction crew here at base that is on notice to move. So we were able to deploy that quick reaction team who intercepted the vessel, detained the person of interest, and handed that person of interest over to our colleagues at the police department. So it really, I must at this point speak to the relationship that the Belize Coast Guard has with the police department.
We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll have more from the rally for Dr. Naum. Plus, you'll hear the latest on the police investigation into the murder. And should public figures be able to use cyberbullying laws? Mike Perfeed weighs in. Don't go away.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
The biggest soccer season is here. Are you ready to experience the front row from home? Experience stadium level immersion with Samsung's latest technology. Perfect for every room. Your favorite Crystal UHD and QLED smart TVs are ready for you. Now at the best price. From your 32-inch personal fan zone at just $369 to the massive 85-inch home stadium experience for only $2,579. We have the perfect upgrade for every fan. Get yours with confidence at Cellular World, the authorized distributor in Belize, and receive a 1-year warranty. Visit us today and take advantage of these promotions. Valid until June 15th. Upgrade to the front row at home. Experience with Samsung and Cellular World.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
You're up.
These charter remains aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning,
of
the
Northern
2023
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Shireen Halsell, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight.
We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
All your special moments deserve a special place. Book now and save 50% on accommodations and 20% on spa. Only at Naya Resort and Spa.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Coney Drive in Belize City. That's right on Coney Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lose a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helps supporting our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Like a river attendeth my way when sorrows like sea billows roll.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
At this hour, the Justice for Dr. Bonilla rally is continuing with the vigil. It started with Belmopan Area Rep and Minister of Home Affairs Oscar Mira delivering a speech to the gathering. In his speech, he mentioned that the investigators are getting leads to bring justice to the family.
We will never, ever forget his contribution to our community. The police department and investigators are doing everything possible, and I can assure you that the investigation has gone very, very, very well. I am confident that those investigators are putting extra hours to ensure that we bring to justice those responsible for this crime. It's not easy, not for the families, not for friends, not for our community. Service to our community comes from within. And I know that Doc had that from within to serve our community. As I was briefed today on how the investigation is going, I am confident that we will, in the very near future, know and find out what really happened. There are families and their friends and there are a community here in Belmopan and beyond who will forever miss and who will forever be grateful for the dedication, the patience, and what all the doc did for every one of us.
In today's press briefing, police also discussed the progress of the investigation thus far.
On the last occasion, I advised that there are two motives that are being followed on, and in the interest of not prejudicing the ongoing investigation, I would not disclose them. But what I will say is that we have made progress in relation to identifying a vehicle and a person of interest, and that matter continues to be pursued and pursued relentlessly.
And tonight, 2 men are dead following a road traffic accident on the Thomas Vincent Ramos Highway on Saturday night. The multiple vehicle collision between 2 motorcycles and 3 vehicles resulted in the death of 51-year-old Customs Officer Willie Cruz and civilian Elmer Cow. Police explained what led to the multiple fatality.
Investigation commenced on Saturday, 30th May 2026, when police in Independence were advised of a fatal road traffic accident on Thomas Vincent Ramos Highway in the vicinity of the Punta Gorda Junction. The responding officers reported that upon their arrival, they observed 2 motorcycles and 3 vehicles, all of which showed signs of damage. The officers also observed the unresponsive bodies of 51-year-old Willie Cruz, a Belizean Customs Officer of Independence Village, and 26-year-old Elmer Carl, a Belizean laborer of Red Bank Village. What the preliminary investigation suggests is that there was a collision, an initial collision, between the Mazda Tribute, which was being driven by Andy Agas, and a motorcycle being driven by Elmer Carl. This collision caused Carl to be flung from the cycle, and it is reported that Mr. Agas stopped his vehicle and went out to check on Mr. Carl. While Mr. Agas's vehicle was stationary on the road, it is reported that Mr. Cruz, who was traveling on a motorcycle, collided into the open door of Mr. Agas's vehicle, which too caused him to be flung, and both of these gentlemen succumbed to the injuries that they sustained. Police have since issued a notice of intended prosecution to Mr. Andy Agas as the investigation continues.
And over the weekend, there was also a shooting out west in the village of Unitedville, which has seen many murders. This one resulted in the injury of an individual named Joan Harder.
Police are investigating a shooting incident that resulted in the injury of 35-year-old Joan Harder of Spanish local community, which occurred on Sunday, 31st May 2026 at around 1:30 p.m. in Unitedville Village. Harder and two other male persons were on board a vehicle which was stationary, and two male persons exited another vehicle and fired several shots, which resulted in the injury of Harder. The investigators have identified a vehicle of interest as well as a person of interest as this investigation continues.
And going back now to one of our top stories, where Belize's recently enacted cybercrime laws enacted for the benefit of thin-skinned politicians and public officials, or are those laws being now weaponized for that purpose? We asked the former Attorney General, Mike Perifete.
As a former public figure, should you all be able to access these cybercrime laws for insults or mockery or things said about you all in the public sphere?
Jules, the PUP marched through the streets of Belize City with a picture of me half naked with my beautiful breast out. Did I cry? Did I sue anybody? Did I try to arrest anybody? That's the name of the game. You're a political figure. You are subject to criticism. You are subject to be made fun of. You're subject to ridicule. That's what the people have. There's an election today, and there's no election for 5 more years. The least the people can be afforded during that time is their opinion on the performance of the government during that 5 years. If the people can't say anything, criticize their political leaders, then this is a dictatorship. This is Gestapo. This is Hitler. This is something that we don't know Belize to be. And the first rule of politics is that if you are thin-skinned, if you are tender, if you're delicate, then politics is not a place for you. You do not belong in that arena if you can't take a couple shots from the public.
Politics are for big man and big woman. Politics are not for small man, thin-skinned small man. So grow some skin in.
The police summary of facts said that Police Minister Oscar Mira himself made the post, but there are some telling details in there which makes Alberto August feel that he didn't. Here's how he puts it.
And even if the complaint comes from Mira, because it looks like so many politicians write the complaint and can review all the hits and all the likes and the dislikes and the thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up, thumbs in between, and everything, and put in the report that they made for Mira.
Today, we asked the police about the unusual detention of August before charges were laid, making him have to be locked down in custody for 28 hours.
But would you say it is standard for someone, usually my experience with minor charges or non-violent charges, is that, you're made aware of the charge, either they go pick you up and then they present you the charge, or you're asked to appear and you go in and you get the charge and you leave. But in this case, he was detained, interviewed, and then they said they were taking advice, etc. It just seems irregular and it seems punitive. Like, you insult the minister, we'll lock you down.
I don't know that the procedure that was undertaken in the case of Mr. August was an anomaly. I am sure that there were other instances that the matter was dealt with similarly. So I don't know it to be a strange occurrence when it comes to investigation. You stated that he was detained and an interview was conducted, and that is a part of the process that is done.
Other persons have made the same post that Mr. August made. They made copycat posts, at least 3 that I know of: John Saldiva, Alfonso Noble, Brian Lord. And I have certainly made a cartoon as well, with a depiction of the same. Will there be charges brought against other persons, or are other persons being investigated for the same cybercrime offense?
I am not aware that any additional report was made, and a report would need to be made before an investigation is carried out. So that is the position on that.
So Mr. Mira, who is the complainant, would have to make a complaint in every instance against these persons, isn't it? He made a complaint about what offended him. I would think the cybercrime unit, in its eternal vigilance, would see that other persons are making the same post and know that it has caused the minister, as he attested, ridicule and embarrassment.
You stated that it has caused the minister ridicule and embarrassment. It is for him to put that in a statement. It is not for the police officers to assume. Yes, you can go by analogy that if the circumstances are the same and the same words are stated, that it can be assumed, but we are police officers. We're not in the business of assuming anybody's feeling. So I reiterate, a report will need to be made. And certainly there appears to be some nuance about such a circumstance, but I will leave it at that.
And while we will have to wait and see if those other UDPs who made identical posts will be charged, the fact that they did so indicates that the very divided party is rallying around August, who can be a divisive figure. We asked Perifeet about this.
No, I don't know what he will do for the UDP nationally, but I can tell you what it has done for the UDP, and not only the UDP, but the majority of people who are not openly political in San Ignacio, Santa Elena. The people of San Ignacio, Santa Elena were not tolerant of what they did to Alberto. They saw it as high-handed, disrespectful, and just an overreach and abuse of power, and they're going to send a message to the PUP. I know for sure, specifically in San Ignacio and Santa Elena.
And while the UDP rallied around Alberto, the party leader Tracy Panton put out a very lukewarm statement on Sunday and didn't even call his name or demand his release. We asked about that.
It might be reason for concern, but when you have the overwhelming amount of support from people coming from all corners, you know, it's sort of water down the situation. I understand the party leader. That was her choice. I appreciate it, but I don't want to sit here and sort of use this to further divide the party, because that is not my intention. I appreciate whatever she said, and but I'm most appreciative, like I said, of the word Ugo Pat. Ugo Pat should have felt a forceful statement, and a lot of other persons. So I appreciate that, but I know I sit here and criticize the leader of the opposition.
And in other news, on Friday, 18 students, all scholarship recipients of the I Am Belize Scholarship Program, were recognized for their hard work and dedication throughout the academic year at a graduation ceremony organized by Restore Belize. Students shared their reflections at the ceremony, and here's how it went.
As you leave this hall, as you leave the Restore Belize phase of your life and enter what I would call the Sustain Belize phase, from the Office of the Prime Minister, we have done our job through the great job that Restore Belize does. We gave you the runway. You have done yours. You earned the wings. Now, go into this nation and build it, not because the government says so, but because I Am Belize has taught you to do so. On behalf of the Office of the Prime Minister, we salute all you graduates. I also take this opportunity to congratulate your parents and guardians that supported you through this journey, the committed staff at Restore Belize that mentored you, and the donors that kindly contributed to making your journey possible. It has been my distinct honor to be here with you today at the presentation of these certificates and awards, and to see the graduating class of 2026 of the I Am Belize Scholarship Program. Congratulations, graduates. Belize is waiting for you, and we cannot wait to see where you will fly.
At the Restore Belize office, they always made sure we had everything we needed, and if there was ever something we did not have, they would go out of their way to ensure that we received the resources, assistance, and support necessary to succeed. Their dedication and kindness truly made a difference in my life, and I will always be grateful for everything they have done for me throughout my journey. This scholarship impacted my life in ways I cannot fully explain. Growing up in Orange Walk, I did not always have access to the same resources and opportunities that many other students had. Sometimes it felt like I was far behind or limited by my surroundings. But when I transferred to Anglican Cathedral College and became a part of the Restore Belize family, everything changed.
The Social Security Board marked 45 years of service with a nationwide celebration today under the theme Securing Today, Sustaining Tomorrow. In a press release, SSB says the organization has grown from a small office with 28 employees to 1,981, to a national institution that is with more than 300 workers, branch offices across the country, and digital services, including the My SS portal and SSB app. We spoke to their PR and communications manager.
Good governance is the first one, and the theme for that is trust through transparency. So we're showing the general public that we lead with integrity and transparency. And the purpose of that station is so that the public can increase their confidence and trust in how we are currently managing the Social Security Board. Also, a part of the conversation that should be happening at the branches at that particular station is informing the public that we have a whistleblower service that you can access from our website. In addition to that, the second station would be scheme modernization. And as you are aware, we do have the My Social Security portal. And remember, I think it was last year that you opened your portal account. And all the services that we offer online is a part of the modernization process, where you can file your sickness benefit claim online, you can check your contribution history, and an update to that is that you can also print your contribution history. Before, you weren't able to print directly from the portal. If your phone is hooked up to a printer, you can also print from the SSB app, linking into the portal, the contribution history. In addition to that, you can now file your retirement benefit claim online, set your registration appointments, and in general, any appointment that you want to set with the Social Security boards. The third one is operational excellence. We want to increase the bar of excellence in the services that we provide, and that's where you will learn about SSB standards for service excellence, so that you know that if you go to let's say the Orange Walk branch, or you go to the San Pedro branch, or you're in Independence, the same quality of service that you would get, let's say, at the Belize branch, you can expect that at those branches as well. And of course, the fourth station is fund sustainability. And that's a very important station, because you might not be thinking about your retirement right now, but there are other people who are. And I encourage young people to think about their retirement, learn about how that works at the Social Security Board, how we calculate retirement, etc. So that's an important conversation that we're having right now with the general public. And in addition to that, explaining to them how contribution revenue plays into the scheme. The monies from the scheme then pays out benefits, and some of the excess is invested, and so you have a combination of investment revenue plus contribution revenue that then helps to bolster the fund for the long term.
The number of active insured persons contributing to the scheme has increased from just over 22,000 in 1981 to more than 128,000 in 2025. And that's all we have for you for our newscast tonight. Thanks for watching. With your news, I'm Indira Craig. Remember, you can find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook page. Have a great evening. Join me back here tomorrow at 6.